Good day everyone. My topic is all about organizational communications. With this type, the focus is on the role that communications plays in organizational or context. Organizational comprise individuals who work for the company when you graduate. For example, you become a professional either working for a company or putting up your own whichever. You should know that its organizations has expectations that you as communications professional should meet or that you as the owner establish. So kung ikaw nakatrabaho sa company, ipakita jud nimong best nga kaya nimo nga buhaton na. Labi na ang imong manager nga ah ipabuhat ka og lisod nga leader or unsa ba na nasa inyong business. So be concentrate no para makabuhat kag tarong din focus sa imong pagtrabaho sa kumpanya. So that's it. Next, there are two types of organization structures. So number one, formal, and number two, informal. So formal structures allow communications to take place via designs, channel of message flow between positions in the organizations. So depende ra pud sa communications nimo no kung agree ba siya ana o dili sa imong gibuhat nga channel message between para sa positions sa in the organizations. So next, this may make use of four approach. So natay four approach no sa kumpanya o sa business. So number one, downward communications. Number two, upward communications. And number three, horizontal communication. And the last, four, crosswise communications. As the term implies, downward communication is a type that flows from upper to lower positions I and E, president to a manager or supervisor, a manager to an ordinary staff. The flow of communication is top-down or from a supervisor to a subordinate, usually asking certain individuals to perform a certain task, converse, message, transmissions. In upward communication is bottom-up in which subordinates sends communications to their superior bosses bearing their view, feedback on organization's policies, issue relate to their jobs, and the like. Sa horizontal communication is lateral in approach as it take place among people belonging to the same level, no? Sa horizontal communications, same level lang sila but coming from different departments or units to facilitate performance of ASTRAF. Proper coordination crosswise approach is diagonal in nature as employee. So from different units or departments working or various level communicate with each other. It's of this communications approach. So as its own advantage and disadvantage. So next, intercultural communications. So intercultural communications. Another type of communications is intercultural communications. As the term implies, it is communications between or among the people having different linguistic, religious, ethnic, social, and professional backgrounds. So even gender difference affect communications. Individual having different orientations communicate and interpret message differently. This particular happens with nonverbal. So unsa man dianing nonverbal communications? Ang nonverbal communications, ito ay isang paghahatid ng sinyalis sa pamamagitan ng isang nonverbal o sa plataporma tulad ng eye contact, facial expressions, no? So manan sa mga sinyalis nila kung magkita-kita ang mga puro professional or sa mga business or negosyo ba sa company, no? So next, for For instance, Australians consider eye contact important in assessing the sincerity of a person's, while for Indian, looking straight into the eyes of persons while talking is inappropriate, no? So mani ang kwan sa Indian, so looking straight into the eyes of persons while talking, no? Murag kwan jud ay kwan gyapon sila, face to face ang ilang pagka istorya, no? Then this does not however means that they are dishonest, mga dishonest, no? So or insincerity. Moreover, in John's interpret waving of hands from side to sides. Sa Indian po diya, side to side hands or makigsik hands po sila, no? So, as no or go away. So, while it means hello among Westerners, for Filipinos, switching of lips means to refer to something or someone. So, when some ask, where is my box? Instead of responding, there it is, the response may be witching or puckering lips. When see people from the cultures, such facial expressions may be taken to mean seductions. It is important then not to be judgmental or to rush into the interceptions culture sometimes every emotionally. So laylay man jud ang kwan sa negosyo, nasa gawas, nasa basta laylay, no, nga maka-encounter ka ana sa kumpanya ninyo. So next, type of communications according to purpose and style. So finally, communications may be classified according to purpose and style. Earlier, formal and informal communications have been discussed in relations to organizations. Similarly, the types of communication in relations to purpose and style are formal and informal, however, rather than focusing on the transmissions. So, ga-focus sila sa transmissions of message, and sa message flow, the focus here on the communication setting, the model of delivery. So, formal communications employs formal language, delivers oral or in writing form, lecture, public. So, laylay lang kung sa kuan nila sa formal language, ilalay ang pangsulat, no? Mao ni ang language delivers oral or in writing form, lecture, public talk, speeches, research and project proposal, sport and business. So later among the others are all considered formal situations and writings. Note that while lectures, speeches are delivered orally, the texts have been drafted out carefully, and writing will before they are delivered to inform, to entertain, and to persuade are the main objective of that type of communications. So on the other hand, sa informal communications, certain does not employ formal language. It involves personal and ordinary conversations. So with friends, family members, or acquaintance about anything under the sun. The may be oral, as in face-to-face, ordinary or everyday talks, the phone, school, or writing, as in the case of email message and personal notes, letter, or text message. The purpose is simply to socialize and enhance relationship. So that's all. Thanks for listening and watching.